First and foremost, I want to give all honor, praises, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. Also the true Black Messiah, the King of Kings, royalty himself, Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Also the final Father, the true Father, one West. This lesson is intended to the 12 tribes of Israel, which consists of the so-called blacks, the so-called Native American Indians, and the so-called Latino descent. We represent the 12 tribes of Israel, which is the children of our Heavenly Father Yahweh, which is the 12 tribes of Israel, according to James chapter 1 and 1. To you I say, Shalom. This lesson is going to be called if we be found in his hand. Yes, that's right. If we be found in his hand. And who hands we going to be found in when Yahweh Shah returns? The nation of Edom, which is the so-called white man today. When the sky crack and when the world ends, which is Esau kingdom, which is the so-called white man world that we currently living in and under his rulership, we are going to be found in his hands. So he's not going to have no rebuttal when the angels and the Heavenly Father, when the Heavenly Father send a decree for Yahweh Shah and the holy angels to come and take over this earth. Esau ain't gonna have no remedy when the Yahweh Shah returns, because we're going to be actually found in his hands. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, this is the judgment, he should surely be put to death. So when you read the Revelations 13, when you read the Revelation, the chapter 13, that's a perfect precept, because we're going to be found in Edom hands, which is so-called white man. And the judgment for that is death. Esau is going to be put to death, not by man, but by the Heavenly Father. That's going to be the judgment, because we're going to be found in his hands. And this is not me saying this. This is the Bible. This is the law upon if you steal a man. And you might be like, well, we not in change. I'm like, don't you got to work a 9 to 5 job? Don't you got to pay taxes? You are not allowed to leave this country unless you have a passport. You are in a form of captivity. In actuality, we are more destroyed when we came off those slave ships than when we was in the slave ships. Because in the slave ships, we had an identity. You know, that's why you read Deuteronomy 28th chapter, it says he should put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he had destroyed thee. So yeah, so we're going to be found in Esau Edom hands when Yahweh Shah returns. And the verdict for that, and the judgment for that, is death. Yeah, so Esau can't run from his judgment. You know, and I don't see them letting us go anytime soon. Because why? It will bankrupt their country. It will bankrupt their world. If they let the so-called Latinos, the so-called African Americans, and the so-called West Indians free, that will bankrupt the whole entire country. So that means we're going to be in bondage all the way till Yahweh Shah returns. That's why we read Revelation 13, 9 and 10. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the faith and the patience of the saints. So that's prophecy that when Yahweh Shah returns, we are going to be found in Esau, Edom hands. And that's a heavy price that they're going to have to pay. I just want to touch on that. And another thing too, before I close out this lesson, the whole world is like my last class I did. It says Esau have the whole world on a spell. Yes, that's so much so. It's so much so that I'm gonna say this and I'm getting ready to close out. The whole world is under a spell because the whole world economy, the financial system, the transportation system, the oil system, yes, even the oil system, everything is tied into slavery because everything benefited from slavery. That's another form of us being in his hand when Yahweh Shah returns. They never paid us for the work that we put in this country. And the simple fact that you got to pay to survive and you built this place, yeah, we're going to be found in his hand. And he's going to pay dramatically, if that's a word, for his crimes. He's going to pay heavily for his crimes. First and foremost, we give all honor, praise, and glory to the Most High, our Heavenly Father, Yahweh. Also, true back beside the King of Kings, royalty himself, Yahweh Shah, Mashiach. This is for all the kings coming right back at you. yet with another lesson. And also, I want to, before I close out the lesson, can't forget about the final father of the truth out of One West. And also, to the hopeful elect, to you, I say, Shalom.